All right, guys, what is up? What is up? What you guys just saw was one of my new intros thanks to Canva. Um, I'm really having a lot of fun with that. We have here Benji from Benobi Tech. How you doing, man?
Doing great. How are you?
Good, good. So the Galaxy event, the Samsung event was today. I didn't really watch the event. I watched a couple videos. Uh, just the phones. I didn't really watch anything else. Not sure if there's anything else yet. Um,
They announced the
but yeah,
ring.
yeah. I know. I know what they announced, but I'm just saying, like, as far as videos,
Oh, you,
like
you haven't
I
seen?
just
Yeah, you
saw.
haven't seen any of the other videos.
Yeah, I haven't seen any other videos. What are your thoughts? Did you watch the event?
I watched bits of it, but I honestly, Samsung events are so different from Apple events. Apple events are all fast paced. It's like there's no fluff, there's no wasted time. And then with Samsung, you've got this woman that's like just texting on her phone, saying, "Oh look, this is
Yeah,
you could do this cool thing," and she's there typing for like 2 minutes. It's like
yeah, yeah.
not to mention the presenters
That's
are very badly trained as well. They can't present at all. Um,
yep, yep.
it's
Uh, yeah, it's definitely not Samsung. It's not Google or like Apple. It's Samsung. So
I
I
think
mean,
Apple's done a really good thing by like still doing the virtual events
hmm hmm
because they're
yeah,
able to pack in more information, and like when they show a demo, it's like really quick. There's just no wasted time,
yeah,
which means they have more time to talk about other things or make the event shorter. Like we've seen the event they did
yeah.
in December. Or was it early December? Um, or November
hmm
with the
hmm
Max, which was like a really short one. Same with this time
Right.
last year when they did the the other Max they released. So
Which
I,
don't
I
get me
just prefer
wrong.
those.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I love those. Um, but I kind of miss hearing the crowds cheer and whatever
Yeah, I
else.
mean, I guess there are pros and cons to both. Um, but honestly, I just feel like Apple's are like they invest so much money into those events, like a lot. They spend a lot more
Yeah,
money on those. But
yeah,
also
they
it's good
really do.
because then they can keep that event up and somebody can go watch it, and it's not as long as like a Samsung one or whatever. Forgot to turn
Yo,
the
Shark
fan.
been in the house. What's up, Shark? How you doing? How you doing? Um, yeah, I definitely agree. Um, what are your thoughts on the phone, or phones that came out, and do you think they're worth it compared to last year?
I don't think so. I mean, considering most of the new features are all like um AI based stuff,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it even considering like the S24 Ultra. I mean, as of right now, the if you pre-order it, it's a decent deal because you're getting half a terabyte. They're upgrading you for free, but it's
Yeah,
$100
yeah.
more than the S23 Ultra, and you can
Mm-hmm.
literally get the S23 Ultra now for almost half the price of what you could get the S24 Ultra. So,
Right.
considering the differences, like yes, it's nice that you have the like all the various AI features and stuff, but do you
Mm-hmm.
really need to? Can you really justify spending twice as much?
That yeah. I saw a couple of people saying that, and I'm just like, that's a really good point. And uh, I don't know who it was that commented, and it's true. Um, I saw somebody comment saying, they're only increasing the pricing because people keep buying the phone, no, or the product, no matter what. And
Yeah.
it is true. It is true. um, I mean. Do you think they'll ever go down in price? And I mean, and I'm not talking about just Samsung, but all these other companies.
I don't think they'll go down in price just because like inflation and everything. I think we've been extremely lucky as Apple users where the iPhone hasn't increased in price at all. In
Hmm.
fact,
Hmm.
iPhone today is cheaper than like the original iPhone or something like that. Or at least cheaper than like an iPhone 6 or a 7. Even though it may not seem
Yeah.
like it, but like the way
Yeah.
currency works and everything, they're about the same price in today's money. So
Hmm.
I don't think the price will, like, come down, but I think they'll slowly start going up like we've seen with the 15 Pro Max. Apple finally increases the price by $100, but I don't think it's gonna
Hmm.
go that higher for at least a little while.
Yeah.
I'd like to see them increase the storage sizes and keep the price the same, but
That would be
that
awesome.
yeah, we'll see about that. I
That would
mean,
be
well, on the Pro
awesome.
models, at least you get at least on the Pro Max, you get 256 gigs as a standard,
Yeah. Yeah.
which is nice.
Uh yeah, definitely. Definitely. We saw that they released a ring. What are your thoughts on the ring?
I'm gonna be honest, I only heard of it. I've not seen any pictures or anything of it, so I have no idea what this
Yeah.
ring does. I'm assuming it's, like, health centered,
Hmm. Hmm.
um, which I guess is cool because you've got things like I'm sure you've probably heard of Aura, um,
Yep.
those kind of things. So I think it's cool that Samsung is also dabbling in that
Hmm.
in that field. Um, I'll have to look into it a little bit more though, because I have no idea what this is all about.
Do you think do you think Apple would go into that route and make a ring or some other health related equipment other than Apple Watch, of course?
Well, I mean, we've heard of them, talking about implementing some sensors into the AirPods. I think that would make sense, and also, of course, just
Hmm.
constantly
Hmm.
packing new features into the Apple Watch, um,
Yeah.
like glucose monitoring and blood pressure, that kinda stuff. I think
Right.
that's which, I mean, speaking of health features, they got rid of the blood oxygen sensor on new Apple Watches that you buy now, so
Bruh.
at least in the
Bruh.
US.
Yeah, I kind of heard um that that had stopped, and then now just a little while ago I saw something on Twitter saying that they're doing it again. Like, what's going on with that?
I have no
I don't
idea. I think
understand.
they've turned it off with a software update for now, and I think probably by the time the next Apple Watches come out, they will, um yeah, it's really confusing. But the next Apple Watches that'll come out, they'll probably sort it out. They'll probably change the technology or something the way it works. Because right now there's not much they can do just because the hardware is already
Yeah.
there. Like they have to re-engineer the whole thing in order to change the sensors. But as of right now, it doesn't make any sense because any watch that was sold before Massimo was like, "Oh, stop selling Apple Watch," or like the government was like, "Stop selling these Apple Watches with this sensor."
Yeah.
Those still have the blood oxygen feature and they
Right.
probably still will
Right.
for a while. So any watches sold going forward are the ones without the blood oxygen sensor. But that kind of sucks because like it's one of the
Yeah.
major Apple features that you don't really find on many other smartwatches.
Yeah.
But they'll
Yeah.
figure something out. And also it doesn't make sense that it's US only. Like it's
It's
kind of
so
weird.
weird. It's so weird.
I guess
So
because the
weird.
patents are registered in the US maybe. And so if you're outside of the US, you can technically fix it.
What up, deputies? How you doing, man? Ivani wants to know what about the Samsung promise of 7 years of updates? That honestly, I think is awesome. How Google and Samsung are now doing that.
It's
Um,
like they woke up and they're like, "Oh, Apple's been doing this for a while. Why don't we try?"
yeah, exactly, exactly.
And one upping them.
Yeah, seriously. Um, man, do you think iOS 18 will get anything AI like they're saying?
I
And
think I think with all this AI stuff coming out, it's really shown the world how behind Apple is with it. Like, of course,
mhm,
I wouldn't say
yeah,
they're that far behind because already Apple already has some pretty good AI features built into iOS, but there's a lot of stuff that it can't do that it could do. Like I
yeah,
mean,
I
one
agree.
part that I saw of the Samsung event was with Android. What's it called? Android Auto, and it
Hmm.
basically like give you
Hmm.
suggestions while you were driving of like if somebody sends you a new address, you just tap a button and it reroutes to that address and stuff like that. Um, like it would be cool to get more of those kind of features because right now we've got Siri shortcuts, or like Siri suggestions which show up sometimes and help you out.
Hmm.
And there are some
Hmm.
other AI features, I guess, like translate and stuff like that. But Apple is falling behind, and I'm hoping that iOS 18 is gonna really be the time where Apple actually does come and do something big with AI. Because I mean, AI isn't even like the way that's being implemented now is quite new.
Hmm.
Like Apple could have probably implemented something in June, but even in June, it wasn't that big of a thing. It's just starting now to spiral and become a huge part of our lives. So I think the next Apple OSs will definitely be a lot more focused on AI, just because it's like they're falling behind in that regard.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I mean, according to Samsung Lights, we're like what 10 years behind or something, and it's just like, bruh.
Yeah, but I think the
Um,
funniest part is like all of these Samsung Nights are like, oh, Apple keeps copying Samsung, but then Samsung with their new S23 lineup, they've got titanium. They
mhm,
switched their 10x telephoto to 5x.
yep.
They have an always-on display that's basically a photocopy of Apple's. They've added True Tone to their devices now. They
Hmm.
they support
Hmm.
updates for longer than 2 years. Um, and I could just keep listing them. That's like 5 things at least that Samsung has
Yeah.
copied from Apple in this iteration of the
Right.
Galaxy, and
Right.
I think it's the most they've done in a long time.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Um, man, it's crazy how AI is just taking over, and I don't know, man. Like, I feel like honestly, it's gonna be a really big thing. I don't know whether to be happy about it, scared about it. You know, it's like, wow.
I think we should be both because like we should be scared about it because if we build it in such a way where it can evolve by itself and eventually overtake us in like intelligence and stuff, and there's no way to stop it, then it's
Yep.
scary. But if they manage to kind of like protect us and protect it from doing causing any harm, I think it could be a really useful tool for a lot of people.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Let's say they all copy each other. Steve Jobs said it the best, something like the greatest artist copy. Yeah, it is true.
Yeah,
It is
the
true.
greatest. Yeah, I've heard that before.
Um,
I forgot to turn
I
that on.
mean, oh, damn. Now your setup looks damn. Okay. You know what? Putting me to shame. Okay. All right, Benji.
You need to get one.
I'll show you off someday.
Sun sunset lamp. They're so good.
That is awesome, man. That looks so cool. Not gonna lie. Um, yeah, but man, it's gonna be crazy. Um, so what else did they actually release? I'm like clueless here because I know about the phones. I've watched a little bit about the phones, but um, you know, I'm like in the dark about everything else. I honestly, I'm gonna be honest. You guys know I'm more of an Apple and Google person. Like I'll go with all in with Apple and Google. Samsung, I mean, we're here. you know, um, that's how I feel about it. I don't know. I don't really. I haven't
Yeah,
really followed Samsung in a couple years, so.
I think this is probably one of the most underwhelming Samsung upgrades of like in a while because the phones look basically the same as the last ones. They're just a little bit more square. Um, and then you've got like yes, you've got some AI features and stuff, a couple of slight camera tweaks here and there. The displays on the regular models are getting better. But also what's interesting is that um the S23 and S23 Plus
Hmm.
have different
Hmm.
processors depending on the countries that you're in. This has been a thing on Samsung devices for a long time. So now, in most countries, like in Europe, for example, if you buy one of the S23 or the S23 Plus, you get an Exynos
Hmm.
processor instead of the Snapdragon. Um,
Yep.
which I mean,
Yep.
Exynos processors have been known to be absolute rubbish. Um, so like, I don't know. I don't know why they still do this.
Yeah, it's. I don't know,
What's
man.
Sharkfin saying? You talk about something nice, but let's be honest. No, I wouldn't. I would honestly. I deal with both Apple sheep and Samsung Knights and even Android fanboys every
Hmm.
single day in the comments of my videos. And I'm telling you, there's nothing like Samsung Knights. I think are among the worst. Not all of them, but I think the most I've interacted with.
That
Like I
is
had
so
somebody
true.
comment the other day claiming that Samsung, no, that Apple releases a new phone every 3 months.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
I have no
Dude,
idea where he got that information from.
I literally have family members and friends that say that they release an update like every other day, and I'm just like, what? No, no, no.
The last time we
Because
got an update
there's
was last month.
yeah, exactly. And I'm like, you're complaining about getting a software update. Um, Last time I checked, those are good. Why are you complaining? Because you're too lazy to click update now,
Yeah,
or like, bruh, that's a whole different story. But like, I went off. I kind of wanted to go off on somebody this week because they were just like, "Oh, software updates make my device slow and all this stuff," and I'm just like,
I hate people who say
"Bruh,
that. Like we've known for
bruh,
years that's not the case anymore. And if your phone is slowing down, it's because your battery's dying. So just change the battery.
facts, facts."
I have an iPhone 10R and the
Just,
battery health is at 88% and this thing still works fine. Still works
just
like the day.
yeah,
It just feels slower because there's newer devices, and when you use a newer device, it's like, oh, this is so fast, so fluid. But
yeah. Yes, I'm sorry. I like zoned out. I'm tired. I'm just getting back from a trip. Uh, I almost canceled this live stream, almost, but I said, you know what? I'm gonna do it. I don't want people to think that I'm not doing it because it's Samsung. So yeah, I apologize. Hi to you and everybody else on the live stream. Thank you guys for joining tonight. Um, Bonnie, I know you asked a couple of times, but can we cut down on how many times you ask, please? uh, but yeah, tonight is just me and Benji. I will try to get you guys, you and some other people on, uh, maybe next week or so. Let's see what
that's
could be
actually a
need to
good
say.
one.
Maybe those. Mm,
What
that would be.
question for you, Taylor? What AI features would you like to see on iPhone?
Honestly, the big one that I would like to see is the calling feature like Google has, that instantly picks up. You know what I'm talking about? I can't think of the
Yeah,
name. Um, but I think that
call screening.
would be, yeah, the call screening. I think that would be like my number one thing.
That's something I loved about the Pixel when I had it. Um,
Yeah,
it came in handy a lot. Like, get a scam call, just tap the thing. They usually hang up after like a second
yeah,
as soon as they hear the AI voice, which sucks. I just wish it just had a conversation like I would be
yeah,
having a conversation.
yeah. Exactly, exactly. What about you?
iBonnie's iBonnie's saying that they would use a S24 as a secondary phone. No, you wouldn't. Get an S23. It's literally half the price. It's the same thing.
Exactly, exactly, exactly.
But
Yeah, no.
you're asking me what
Even
AI features I want to see.
yeah,
I want to see more AI features with the camera. Like I think the iPhone camera is very, very capable of
that
doing things. I think it would be cool, like to get things like the generative, like being able to move something. Also
yeah,
getting magic eraser, those kind of features. Like I think it would be really, really cool to get, and it
yeah,
would be
definitely.
cool if they also worked on video. So like you could remove the background on a
Yeah,
video, that kind of stuff.
yeah, that would be sick. That would be sick. Yeah, I agree. I agree. I think, if Google and Samsung can do it, so can Apple. And I mean, I, at this point, like, is it them just not wanting to take that leap of faith, or what do you think? Like, honestly, why is Apple so far behind on these new um technologies and new features and stuff?
I think it's just because like they are selling well enough right now. Like they just overtook Samsung as the global best selling phone in the world.
That is
Like
true.
global twice basically. So they think that they're doing well, and maybe if they continue to have such a consistent and predictable like phone release schedule and everything, then people will
Hmm.
stay. But then like people are realizing now that there are better options out there. Like Google is doing tons of AI stuff. Samsung is now doing
Yeah,
tons of AI
yeah.
stuff. You've also got Xiaomi and Huawei and OnePlus, they're starting to do their own AI stuff. So it's like everybody's jumping on the AI bandwagon, and Apple's just there, like with Siri and stuff, and they're like they're still behind. Um,
Mm,
I
I
think
do
audio boost would
agree
be
with
sick,
this.
actually. Yeah,
I do agree with that. Definitely.
that would be really cool. They could partner with
Um.
Adobe and get
Ooh.
the
Ooh. Yeah. Absolutely. I absolutely could see that. Uh. Tiffany is saying Apple is not behind. Apple's waiting for the right time to drop the feature. When Apple was been first to do anything. Yeah, that is true. What Apple really hasn't been first to do too much, or anything at all, at that matter. But um, yeah, you make a good point. You do. I think that honestly, when Apple does it, and I mean, I'm not trying to talk as an Apple sheep or anything, but they do it right, and they perfect it as much as they can. Um, even though, like I was saying before, software, no software is perfect. Um, and a lot of people say, oh, if Apple got it right, there wouldn't be as many software updates. That's not the case. I mean, Samsung just has just as many. Google as well. There's always something to update. So it's not technically just Apple that,
yeah, because
has
people are
so many
people are always
updates.
gonna find people are always gonna find software vulnerabilities and stuff.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
like literally no software is perfect right now. I don't think we'll even ever get to that point. Even if AI is the one that's like writing all the code, there still will be errors.
All right. Uh, what you all want for iOS 18? That is a great question.
Definitely some
Um,
AI features, but let's say apart from AI features, what do you think?
I mean, I think the biggest thing is, of course, stability. Um, Making sure that you know we have enough battery life and stuff like that. Um, I don't know.
Because I've been
It
thinking about this
seems,
as well. I think there are some things that like as I said, like those camera features would be cool. I think even getting what was I gonna say now? Siri definitely needs an improvement.
yes, yes,
That's for
that
sure. And also I think oh, there's something it was on
iBonnie
the
wants to
tip of
know
my tongue.
new icons,
Oh yeah,
new
new
icon updates.
I would like a redesign. Also on the lock screen, you know the two buttons on the
Hmm.
bottom, like the camera and the flashlight. Don't know why the
Yep.
camera's there, but I think it would be cool if they allowed that to be customized, like on Android.
Yeah, I've
Because
been like we've been hearing that for a couple years now. I'm really surprised they haven't done that yet.
yeah, like it doesn't take much to do. Like I've seen concepts of like maybe you long press and then it gives you more options. That would be cool, like to launch apps and
Yeah,
stuff. Because especially the camera one doesn't make any sense because you can literally just swipe and open the camera that way, or you could press the button, and then you've got the action button now
yeah,
as well. That's something I would like to see actually in iOS 18, more functionality for the action button. Because right now you can attach a shortcut to do different things, but I think it would be cool if you could like double
yeah.
click and triple click and do different things. Like it would really make it a lot more useful.
Right. Um, Sharkfin is saying all OEMs release a just slightly different version of the same phone every year. Apple is no different. At least foldables move the needle in terms of form factor. They give us something different.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
true.
I'm not the biggest fan of foldables, especially the ones like the Z Flip. I think those are pointless.
Yeah.
But no, like the folds of the world, I think those, yeah, I can see those being kind of innovative. Like we
Hmm.
haven't something fresh to look at, something new. But then since they've come out, there's not really been that that many like new stuff. Like you've got the OnePlus Open, which I think is probably the best foldable out there right now, regardless of all the
Hmm.
hardware issues it's having. Because
Right.
there's quite a few. But like the screen size on the outside is great. The screen on the inside is
Yeah.
great. The cameras are great as well. It's just a great all around foldable. And I just want to see Samsung kind of step it up in that regard because I think yeah, like I've said before, Samsung is falling behind now with a lot of things. Like we've
Yeah.
even seen it; they lost 13% market share compared to
Hmm.
2022, which is pretty crazy. They sold
Definitely.
so many less phones, and people are saying, "Oh, that's because people like Samsung users don't update their phones as often." They kind of
Yeah.
do. Like some of the people I know who have Samsung devices, they update their phone every like 2 or 3 years, just like any other smartphone. So it's not. I don't think
Yeah.
that's really the case.
Let me just see something. Okay. Sorry, I'm
Also,
just I was just
what do you think about Samsung Galaxy AI and the fact that you have to pay for it at the end of next year?
we were talking about that earlier. And honestly, that bruh, no. No. I'm sorry, I would never, never like what are you thinking? I mean, yeah, it's honestly, yeah, it's a way for them to get money, but like that's a scam to me. I
Yeah, I
mean,
mean,
we said it earlier in the chat. I think
yeah,
that honestly,
I would
nah.
not have found out about that if Connor didn't post about it in the group.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
because like I saw that and I was like, "What the heck?" Like, you're buying this new like, the
dude,
whole point of this new
dude,
Galaxy
I can't,
S23 lineup is the AI features. They're also expecting some people to own this phone for 7 years. But the thing is, you're gonna own it for 2
um,
for, like, not even 2, and you're gonna have to
bro.
You're gonna have to pay
bruh.
for it.
I
Like, okay, I would
mean, you're
understand. I would understand if it's
lucky.
like, I'd understand if it's like ChatGPT because they're just making the software. Like, they're not getting.
Right.
That's the only way they get money. But Samsung, like, they've already increased the price of the phone. They've
Mm-hmm.
added like maybe 2 or 3 features that are
Mm-hmm.
noteworthy. Like,
Mm-hmm.
what the heck? Why are you charging
Dude.
us for a
Dude.
feature that we bought?
I swear I will
Doesn't
make
make
a
sense to me.
rant video. I will make a rant video if any other
I
company
just
does the
posted
same
mine.
thing.
Oh
Did
yeah,
you?
I just posted my
I gotta go see
Galaxy
that.
AI as a scam because like
Oh,
I was looking into it and then I realized like in the video I say 2 years, 2 years, 2 years, and then I realized 2025 is next year. It's the end of next
uh-huh.
year. It technically is 2 years, but it's
But
it's
still, yeah.
hilarious.
Samsung is increasing the price of and expects you to pay for the AI feature of 24. Like, yeah, man.
It doesn't make any sense. Like Samsung has increased their prices way more than like Samsung increased their prices way more than Apple has over the past few years. Like they
Oh
went
yeah.
from like with the S20 Ultra, was it? Or like the S or maybe it was the Note 20 Ultra or something where it was like $1,500. And then the next year they lowered it to 1,200 and then
Mm-hmm.
now it's
Mm-hmm.
now it's up to 1,300. So like even for the
Yeah.
base model
It's crazy.
S24, like the S24, you can literally get the S23 now for so much cheaper, or the S22, and it's basically the same phone.
Yep. Yeah.
It just doesn't make
Crazy.
sense to me. It doesn't add up.
Did did they did they release any cool things on the new watches or anything?
Um, I don't even think did they even announce watches this time around?
I
I don't think
I
they did.
thought I don't know. I thought I heard someone say that they did, but I'm not really sure.
No, they didn't.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
I wonder when those will be coming then.
Yeah,
Yeah, because with the ring they teased it. Um, how funny would it be? Because they already teased
bruh.
something before. You remember the Galaxy Home?
Hmm. Yes.
They
Yes.
teased that. That
Yes.
never came to fruition.
Bruh.
I would bet
Bruh.
put money on the fact that this Galaxy Ring won't come out.
Oh yeah. And those who know me know I am a see it to believe it kind of person. Like I have to see the product in person to believe. Yeah.
I made this meme
Yo,
earlier and
show
it's
that
gone
again.
viral.
Show that again.
This thing's gone viral. Like
That's crazy.
it's the
That is
usual.
crazy,
You
dude.
usually use this for iPhones, but it's got like it's on 54,000 views right now.
Dude, no way.
People are just going
Bruh.
crazy. It's so funny. People are like, "Oh, but the iPhone does the same thing." Oh,
Yeah. Yeah,
crazy.
exactly, Ivani. Exactly.
This I hate Apple is literally the stupidest Android fangirl I've ever encountered in my life.
Oh god.
They
The
just
only
post the
advantage that we have
stupidest
in the
stuff.
USA is that we have the installment payment plans through the carry. Yeah,
Yeah.
that that is damn. Um, but yeah, I think that's really about it. I mean, what else was there
Um,
besides you should not get this phone,
just don't.
bruh?
Um,
Nah,
I mean
man, nah.
the pricing is like 799 for the S24, 999 for the 24 Plus, 1300 for the I just can't believe they've increased the price. That's the
Yeah,
funniest
that's
part.
crazy.
It's
That's
like,
crazy.
here's a new telephoto camera. Here's some AI features you'll have to pay for in 2 years. Oh, and by the way, it's $100 extra.
Damn.
I mean, even
Damn.
like even a lot of these AI features are features that are already on other Android devices. Like
Seriously.
Google like Google
Seriously.
Circle, like Circle to search, that's probably not gonna be exclusive to the S24. And I wouldn't be surprised. Like the fact that Google has such a grasp on all of these Android manufacturers, they could literally decide tomorrow to start charging for all their AI features, and everybody who bought the S24 will not only have to pay for Samsung's AI features, but they're gonna have to pay for Google's
Yeah.
as well. Like,
How about the ring? Yeah, we already talked about that.
kinda.
Bruh.
I mean,
Honestly,
it looks interesting,
it
but
looks interesting, but is it gonna come to life? Like that's the real question. Is it going to come to life? Or is it gonna be another air power? Stay tuned
yeah,
to find
that's
out.
that's what Bonnie said, like, AirPower, how Apple told us about that. Yeah, because I mean, I don't even know why they announced AirPower, like, the thing wasn't even ready to launch, and then you're like, "Oh, by the" like, you don't even know if it's gonna
Bruh.
work. You announce it. Like, that's a bit because
You ladies
people were
love.
think people were thinking about, that when Apple announced the Vision Pro, they're like, "Oh, no, Apple's gonna cancel it." But they actually ended up delivering on actually, that's something we can touch on. The
Mhm,
like you've probably seen the pictures of people wearing it. People saying it's like
yeah,
super heavy. Or what do you think?
yeah. Man, I mean, it doesn't look bad, but I mean, if it's causing that much, I don't
I
know.
I think people are
Um,
just blowing it out of proportion. It's kind of like me exaggerating about the AirPods Max being too heavy.
yeah,
Probably the same thing.
yeah,
And also, there's going to
yeah,
be accessories that
yeah,
come out that make it a little bit easier. Like, there's a bunch of people that have been
yeah.
posting memes about them selling a neck brace to be able to hold it up, or like people doing like neck workouts to be able to
Jesus
to hold it
Christ.
up. No, but
Yeah,
honestly,
man. I don't know.
I'm really excited about it. I think the Vision Pro is going to be huge. Like maybe not
Oh
now.
yeah, for
Like
sure,
I think a
for
lot of people
sure,
are saying it's gonna fail, it's gonna be a
bro.
flop and stuff like that, but the hardware that they've packed in that thing is just crazy. Like, if you
Yeah,
think about it, like, yeah,
if
it's
you,
$3,500, it's expensive, but
right,
it's basically
right.
got the same processor that's in a MacBook Air, or like in a MacBook Pro and an
Yep.
iMac. It's got the
Hmm.
same processor that's well, no, not processor. It's got like 2 huge 4K screens for one big 4K screen per eye. You've got 16 gigs of RAM at least. Um, and now there's gonna be so many apps that are gonna be on it. Like I'm sure you've seen all the different streaming services like Disney
Yep.
Plus, not Netflix,
Yep.
Amazon Prime, and they're all like making 3D movies available on the Vision Pro. And
It's
you can
crazy.
also play it in different environments. Like you can play the Avengers on Avengers Tower. It's like
That's
it's gonna be crazy, be a whole other level of
dude.
crazy, and I don't think a lot
Oh
of people
yeah.
realize that. I think people are just turned off by the fact that it's $3,500, but the thing is they don't sit
Oh
and
yeah.
look at how much it actually
Yeah.
costs to make and
Yeah.
what kind of experience you're getting as well. Like, it's literally a
Right.
computer on
Right.
your head.
I don't. I mean, I honestly think it's gonna be better than anything else that's out there. Um.
Oh, 100%. Like,
You
specs-wise,
know.
on paper, it just destroys everything else.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
And yes, it may be heavier, but that's probably because it's made out of metal, not
Hmm.
plastic.
Hmm.
Which means if it
Do
drops,
you
like, yeah, you
think
probably break the glass, but it won't, like, get ruined or scratched easily.
now? We heard in the past that they were gonna make a cheaper model. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I think it's definitely
And
in the cards.
what kind of material do you think they would use?
To make a cheaper version, I don't know, 'cause the the whole thing with the Vision Pro and Apple in general, like, they're not very prone to using plastic for
Mhm,
products, at
mhm.
least anymore. Like you see all of their
Right.
high-end premium devices, they're all made out of metal, apart from like let's say the AirPods, but it's mainly accessories that are made out of plastic. So I don't know if they
Hmm.
would change the materials that much. Like maybe they'll put slightly worse displays. Vision Pro SE. Yeah, I think that would be sick. Either Vision Pro SE or it'll probably be the Apple Vision headset because you got
Mm.
Vision Pro, you just have Apple Vision, Vision and Vision Pro. But I think yeah, they definitely need to come out with one that's much cheaper. What they're gonna do differently with it, I don't know. Um, maybe they'll make it out of plastic, but then people will
Yep.
probably want to buy that because it's lighter. But also, I
Yeah.
think like right now it's expensive, but within the next couple of years, they'll probably be able to bring the prices down as they kind of like
Oh yeah, for
streamline the
sure.
manufacturing process. Just like with
Hmm.
any any Apple device, like back in the day, Macs used to be super expensive, but now they're
Hmm.
still expensive, but they're more affordable to average people.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Um. Wait. What are you talking about?
Vision Pro for
I'm
school
just.
purpose. What does he mean by that?
Hmm.
Like to use in
I'm
schools?
looking. Oh.
I'm honestly really excited to see videos of Vision Pro, like what people actually think about it in day-to-day use.
Yeah. Yeah. Um. Babe, I can see everybody. I don't know if you can verify Benji, but I was just seeing uh somebody say that they don't have a wrench. I see everybody with a wrench.
I'm looking at the chat on StreamYard, so it's not showing me.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. I just went onto YouTube. Everybody has a wrench. I don't know why it's not showing up on the chat. Um. For you, but yeah. Um.
Everybody wants that mod power.
Bruh. Oh, I gotta tell you something. I think I'm gonna get blocked by a certain creator. Uh,
What did you do?
sooner rather than later. Not gonna mention
What did
any
you say?
names. Not gonna mention any names, but I went on to a certain creator's live stream and noticed that I don't have. I'm not a mod for them anymore. So I kind of said something about it, but then I instantly regretted it, and I'm just like, ooh, he's not gonna be happy. Um, but was told that
You have to
there's
text me
being
who it
some
is.
there's some changes being made, and I should have it again soon. Um, yeah. So I kind of like I keep going back to that person's uh X account, and I'm just like, uh have you blocked me yet? Because I don't know why. I'm just waiting for it to happen at this point because of the last time. But yeah, we'll talk about that later. I was just like, yeah, bruh. Honestly, I wouldn't even pay over $2,000 for that fucking Pro
Two
headset,
hundred
which
dollars.
looks like an
The thing is, it's not the way it looks. Like, I don't think that's a problem because you're gonna be wearing it. You're not gonna know. And I think people
Yeah.
who come up with that argument and say it looks ugly or it looks strange, that's what everybody thought
Yeah.
about AirPods. But now
Yep.
look at us.
Yep. Yeah.
Everybody was
Yeah.
like, "Oh,
Yeah.
they look like
Exactly.
toothbrushes in your ears." Still
Yeah.
became
Exactly.
the best-selling wireless earphones in the world. Same with the AirPods. People thought that carrying
Right.
an iPhone around was weird. People thought that the Apple Watch was weird for whatever reason. So it's like it'll come into fashion. It's just a bit early now. But I mean, no,
Yeah.
actually,
For
VR
sure.
headsets have been a thing for ages, years,
True.
decades.
True.
Like you used to have to put your
True.
phone in there, and it was kind of weird. But now with
Yeah.
Vision Pro,
My
like
my
they made a proper one. It's
my friend actually had that, and I tried it once, and I'm just like, yeah, no, it's not for me. Um, and I think I told you how I tried. I believe it was a MetaQuest uh, first gen, and that is pretty cool. Um, Creepy, but cool. I would love to see more people doing what Apple did, and whenever there's somebody in front of you, you can see that person. Like not being able to see that person or thing, whatever, bruh. Like I feel like it's just so dangerous if you're not sitting down while you have that headset on. It is so dangerous.
yeah.
I mean, I
I
kind of
I think
I knocked over my little cousin because of it. I'm just like, oops.
yeah. No, I think the like yeah, mixed reality headsets are a lot better than VR headsets, just because you can see your surroundings a bit better and
Yeah,
not bump into things.
where the iPad
That's
was a
true.
big actor. Yeah,
Yeah, people are
yeah,
like, I'm not gonna buy an iPad because it literally is a phone and it's just too big.
bruh.
Even plus sized phones used to be people were like,
Yeah,
no, that's way too big, but now everybody loves it. So it's like
yeah.
it's gonna get better.
Not, I mean, not gonna lie. If I had the money, I'd probably get a Pro Max. But
I mean, Pro Max is honestly, I think,
that's
the best iPhone size.
iPad. The iPad is my favorite device of all time. Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. And it wasn't mine too at one point. Um, until I got the MacBook, and then I like sold the iPad that I had and didn't. I don't know, like people who have all these products, and I'm probably talking about you, Benji, but honestly, people who have iPhone, iPad, MacBook, like, bruh, do you have time to use all these products?
It's not about time. It's like, do you have use cases? Like my iPad,
Yeah,
to be
yeah,
honest, I don't use it much. Um, when I'm traveling, it's very handy though, because I can just load movies on there and stuff and watch them, or like
right.
I can read a
But
bit on it.
you have a MacBook Pro or
Yeah, but
MacBook, I should say,
if I'm on a plane,
bruh.
it's much more comfortable, or in a car, it's much more comfortable to just pull my iPad out and watch things instead of having to pull the computer, like pull down the tray table, take the computer out, put it on the thing, open the computer up, and then I have to do the whole process again. It's just with the iPad, you just slip it out of the bag, tap, tap, done.
True, true,
And then in the US, something I
true.
really liked on some of the planes that I went on with American Airlines, they have like in the seat in front of you, there's like
Mhm,
an iPad mount
mhm.
or like a phone mount kind of thing. You could just put it in there and it basically is it's only on shorter flights that I saw it, but
So
still
you
it's cool because you just put it in there.
so you know
You can't
how
do
I
that with a
went
MacBook.
on, right. You know how I just came back from a trip.
Yeah.
Um, I'm so disappointed on how behind the Portuguese airlines are. Um, especially
But with like
the
with in-flight entertainment.
you literally before they had TVs everywhere. Now you have to go on your phone or tablet or whatever, hook up to their Wi-Fi and watch it that way.
Ew.
Yeah,
No, yeah, some
and
airlines are like
not
that.
and not only that, but it's you can only access their network, their
Was it
app,
on
whatever. Oh, here we go with that.
Happy birthday. Was it
No,
on, Was it was it on a short flight or was it on like a the flight from the US to Portugal?
It was a long flight. It was
That
it
is
was
strange.
both my flights actually. Yeah. I like hated it. Um, and before, like when I was a kid, I remember they used to have a screen that came down and everything. Now it's all you have a
Yeah.
phone, go do it that way. And
Well,
like
t
I said, you when you connect to their Wi-Fi, it's only their system that
yeah.
you can go on. You can't go on Facebook or anything unless you pay extra.
Yeah, that
Unless you pay
sucks.
extra. And
No,
I'm
like,
just like,
I saw
bruh,
that as well because I did quite a bit of traveling last summer, like, going back and forth from the UK and in the US and stuff, and, like, most of the short flights had that, and then even on the long flights where they had in-flight entertainment, like, the in-flight entertainment system was so behind, like,
yeah,
I didn't have Bluetooth, for example, so I had to pull out my wire for my headphones to even use the screen. But even then, like I just downloaded stuff on my iPad and just watched stuff on my iPad because there was nothing to watch on the in-flight entertainment. All the movies
yeah,
sucked. So,
yeah.
or I'd already seen. Sometimes, yeah,
It's
no, but some Wi-Fi on the planes it does get quite slow if you try it. Mm.
yeah,
Yeah, definitely get a Pro
it's
Max. Honestly, you're gonna get a Pro Max and you're gonna love it, and you're not gonna go back to smaller phones.
true. I mean,
But also
I made my decision. I'm going pro. I'm not going back to
go
anything
Pro
else
Max next time though. Trust me.
if I can. I mean, I'm not gonna. I,
Trust me
I
on
don't know
this.
how my bank account's gonna be, but we'll see. We'll see.
Also to add on to what Bonnie said that sometimes the Wi-Fi is slow on planes. Yeah, it is. But also, there's a lot of airlines now that are partnering up with Starlink, so that should start getting better.
Bruh, no. My birthday is in a better month. It's June.
Oh yeah, I think
Uh
middle of the year is one of the best times to have a birthday because like
yeah.
most
True.
of my family, like two of my no, all my siblings have their birthdays are within a month of Christmas. So it's like you got my
Damn.
sister's birthday, then Christmas 2 weeks later, then my one of my other brothers' birthdays 2 weeks later, and then 2 weeks later my other brother, and then there's just me chilling in October and my parents in May.
Damn. Wait, both your parents in May or
Yeah, they're like 2 days
oh,
apart,
that's awesome.
which is the funniest part.
Oh,
4
that's
years, but 2
awesome.
days apart.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
My birthday is
My
next month.
birthday is next month. Ooh, you better be holding a birthday stream, bro. Better be holding a birthday stream. I'll tell you that. Um, all right, man. Well, thanks for joining. Um, anything else you want to discuss before we uh get
Not
off?
really. I mean, just cheeky plug. Everybody go watch my new video,
Yes, yes. I wish I could
short form video.
redirect. I wish I could redirect to your channel.
Go onto TikTok and watch it though, because on YouTube
Yes.
it's a shorter version. So every time you see one of my
Ooh,
shorts, know that there's a longer version on TikTok.
ooh. I will make a mental note of that. I did not,
Extended version.
bruh. I did not realize that at all.
You know, I
Wow.
mean, there's not really that much more,
Wow.
but sometimes I post a video on shorts because there's a
But
cap
it's
of
something.
60 seconds. If there's a cap of
But
60
it's
seconds, so
something.
I have to make it 60 seconds long. But on TikTok, if I want to get paid from TikTok videos, they have to be over a minute. So I make the longest version I can, so like 1 to 2 minutes, post it on
Mhm.
TikTok, and then just cut it up and then post the shorter version on Shorts. Works.
Interesting.
Works great.
Interesting. Well,
Um,
go
yeah,
ahead.
sorry, I thought I missed the chat, but no.
Oh. Well, thank you for joining me. Um, thank you
Oh wait,
guys, the
one last thing.
chat.
But Bonnie,
Sure.
stay tuned for my next video because I'm roasting everyone who has an iPhone 14. It's a long form video. That'll be dropping on
Whoops.
Saturday.
Whoops. Okay.
I hate the iPhone 14.
Damn. Okay. Yeah, we're definitely talking. We're definitely talking. All right, guys. Well, thank you guys for joining in. I'm sorry if I didn't get to each and every one of you guys. I know you guys all love to chat up in the live chat here. But I want to thank each and every one of you guys for joining. It was a
No, not
little
the
bit of
14 Pro
both.
Max.
It was a
I mean the
little.
regular 14. Sorry.
Ooh, no, you're fine. You're fine, man.
The regular
Uh,
14
but
it sucks. Just leave it at that. Stay tuned for the video.
oh. Subscribe to me. Subscribe to Benji over here. I'll have links down in the comment section down below right after the live stream. I'll edit that out. And with that being said, we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.